Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, looks like the chat is set up. I was worried about that. All right, today we're going to be playing some PC games on the onegx Pro. And let me bring the screen up here. And that's this ultra small tablet thing I got going on here. And we're going to test some games out and see how it goes. Bear with me 1 second. Now, I don't have a really good camera setup, so forgive the auto adjustment thing that happens with the camera. But that's the best I could do for a camera. Now, as far as the gameplay is concerned, bear in mind that this is gameplay that basically I will not be modifying the TDP. I will not be doing any kind of extra things. The only thing I do is straight out of the box, I basically make sure that we're on max performance. If you go to the, I don't know if you guys can make that out. See, my camera is, it's a little bit blank here. Maybe if I move it closer, it'll autofocus maybe. Yeah, not seeing it. Maybe if I turn the brightness down, let's see. Oh no, that's turning something else up, down, the volume and the brightness. Okay. But yeah, basically, I'm just making sure that we're on high performance or max performance on battery. And we're going to turn the fan all the way up, which is a shortcut key. So with the onegx Pro, if you want to turn the fan all the way up, the light indicator, so you guys can't see it, but see that blue light indicator you see there on the keyboard? What'll basically happen is it'll turn to like a green color. Then you know you're in high fan mode. Basically, I guess to keep it cool, so there's no overheating while you're gaming. And again, all of my gameplay tests on this channel is going to be catered to the people that do not want to be messing with the TDP and want to know how long the battery is going to last without doing that. Whatever the stock TDP is or however high it goes up is going to be the way I'm playing it. I will not be messing with TDP or overclocking or any of that stuff, just so the person that gets this device and doesn't want to deal with that knows how this device will perform and probably the best settings for the ultimate experience of playing it on the go and having the full potential of the battery. So right now the battery is fully charged, and yeah, and I'm unplugged. The only thing that's plugged in is the audio jack for the system, so you guys can hear the gameplay, which we didn't have before in my last video. A few notes I wanted to add before we get started. If you see my last video, which was the unboxing, there's a few things I couldn't add in that video because it was still relatively new. I literally unboxed it at that time. Let's start with the first thing before we get started on the gameplay. First thing is, in that video, I bought an SSD. It was called, what was it? What was the title? I have Amazon open here. It was called King Spec. Yeah, don't buy that SSD because apparently it doesn't work on this. I don't know if it's just this device or if the SSD is the problem. I think the SSD is the problem because even the ink on the paper that's on the SSD started running. And when I popped it into the device after opening it up, all it did was get hot. It didn't recognize in the BIOS. It didn't recognize on Windows. It didn't recognize in any of the disk partition apps or anything like that. So it just didn't come up no matter what I did. So it's as if it didn't work. So don't waste your time getting that if you're trying to pre-buy a hard drive for the onegx Pro when you get it. Another thing I want to add is I don't have the controller yet. The controller is supposed to be coming tomorrow. So if you take a look at my device, it's no controller. So right now I'm using the Xbox One S wireless controller, so I could do the video to test out the games, but I don't have the controller attachment for it, but I will be getting it tomorrow. So I'll be putting that to a test and we'll be checking that out then. Another thing I want to add for those that don't know is that this is the onegx Pro Chinese exclusive variant, which they are combined with Sunrise animation and created like a Gundam variant. So this Gundam variant is a limited variant. I believe there's only 150 made, and it's only sold in China. But the catch-22 is the device itself comes with Windows Chinese only single. It's called what is it? Single language Chinese version. So what does that mean? That means that when you get it, if you decide to get this particular version, not the other version, the regular version that's being sold on, was it AliExpress? If you're getting that version, then you should be okay. I don't know. I don't have that version. I have the Gundam Limited version because I imported mine from China from the company directly. But with this particular version, in order to get English, you have to, it's like the whole thing is going to be Chinese like it was in my first video. You have to, the best way, I mean, there's many ways to do it. The best way I've decided to do it after messing with all the other options is to upgrade your Windows to Windows 10 Pro. Now, if you upgrade your Windows to Windows 10 Pro has a whole bunch of language packs. So even though it's a Chinese version of Windows, it's limited to only Chinese unless you get the Windows 10 Pro. And the Windows 10 Pro should be noted that it costs $100 in the Windows store, in the Microsoft store. So the reason why I say do it this way rather than just flashing a Windows image onto this device is if you flash a Windows image onto this device, you lose everything. You lose all the drivers and everything of the device. So you'll lose out on all the keyboard mechanics. You'll lose out on, any kind of drivers that it has on here by default. But if you upgrade Windows within Windows, so meaning when you turn it on, you log into your Microsoft account in the Chinese version of Windows, and it's going to say upgrade to Windows 10 Pro. If you do that and you just pay with PayPal or whatever you have normally attached to your Microsoft account, it will upgrade, and then you will be able to change the language to whatever language you want, because Windows 10 Pro has all the language packs. That's very important because that could be a decision, that could be the decisive thing that makes you decide not to get the Chinese exclusive Gundam version versus the regular version. If you plan on getting the Chinese exclusive Gundam version, it has Chinese exclusive version of Windows 10 Home Edition, which is single language only. So again, all you have to do, the simplest way to do it and to keep the drivers is to upgrade Windows, not factory like image it from another Windows 10 or something like that. Upgrade Windows. Don't waste your money like I did on buying Windows 10 codes on G2A or something like that, because what's going to happen is you're going to type the code in and it's not going to work, even if it's the same thing. I tried Windows 10 Home code with the English version, tried to put it in, didn't work because it's Chinese Windows. I tried Windows 10 Pro upgrade code for US, doesn't work. So just do it the legitimate way. Pay the $100 if you're willing to have, unless you're willing to deal with it in Chinese. But if you're going to do it and you need the English version or any other language, then just do it the legit way. Go to the Microsoft store after you create the thing and, buy the $100 Windows 10 Pro upgrade. It'll do this update. It'll keep all the drivers. Then you can go into settings and change it to English, and then everything becomes English eventually after a couple of more reboots. It seems like it updates every time. All right, just wanted to throw that out there, let everybody know. That's pretty much what I did, and that's how I was able to get the English version with all the drivers and whatever special drivers they have for this particular version that wouldn't be available otherwise. Okay, now that that's over with, let's get to the gameplay. Now, on my Steam, I have quite a few games. I'm a little bit farther away from the device because I don't have a really good way of broadcasting the device without plugging in an HDMI and changing it. But I wanted to show that everything's running on the device natively. We have the fan on, and let's get to some games real quick. Now, I've already optimized most of these games because I played it before I did this video, most of them. Some of them I haven't, and I'm going to show you what settings I have. So you should be able to hear the game because I have the headset. I have the sound plugged into the streaming software. So I probably should hit my light. It'll probably be easier. 1 second. Doesn't seem to make a difference. See, that autofocus is a killer. Figure if I make it closer, it wouldn't be so bad. Alright, so this is Dead Space 2. Let's just get right to it. Sorry, it's a little bit blurry. That's just how okay, looks like it just crashed. Yeah, what I noticed with Dead Space 2, okay, there's a few games I noticed this with. Dead Space 2 is one of them. Dead Space 2, if you stay in the menu too long before starting the game, it will crash, and I don't know why. Probably because it doesn't recognize the GPU. That's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, it did that to me before, but once I got into gameplay, it was fine. So it just crashed again. So there's that. And let me back it up a bit, see if it'll autofocus. Yeah, my camera is just not liking this setup. I have other cameras I can try, but this is supposed to be my best camera, and it's doing this. So, no good. I thought turning off the light would help, but looks like it made it worse. Let's turn the light back on. And let's back this up. Yeah, this camera has a sweet spot apparently, and it's far away from the device. So over here it's a little bit too close maybe. That's the problem. I guess I'll do it like this. All right, so let's throw on Dead Space 2 again. So another thing is I unlocked the frame rate with Dead Space 2 by taking Vsync off. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but when you have Vsync off, then you can get 60 FPS easy. Shouldn't have any issues. Everything on max settings. I have a feeling if I go to settings, it's going to crash again. So I don't want to do that. Let's just get to the game. Okay. Single player. New game. Yeah, the only thing I could think of that causes it to crash right before the game even starts is the fact that it doesn't recognize the GPU correctly. Yeah, so this game does that. Cyberpunk, if you're not plugged into an eGPU, you're gonna notice that Cyberpunk doesn't recognize the Iris graphics card, and therefore it just doesn't run. I try to trick it by unplugging my graphics card after
Come in.
I try to trick it by unplugging the graphics card while it was playing, and that didn't help.
It's okay.
You hit the light.
How you doing?
Good. You're right, Isaac.
Yeah, hitting the light is allowing it to try to focus, which is pretty cool, but unfortunately,
Isaac.
I have a focusing issue. I have a focus cancel issue.
Just pushing me to do
Oh,
this.
as far as the hard drive, I bought another 2 terabyte hard drive, Sabrent.
Stick with it.
It should be coming tomorrow, so I'll be able to give you guys an update on that tomorrow.
You know what? We must be getting an arranged version.
And what I'm gonna do is connect the capture card to this device to see if there's any difference in performance.
You were drifting away for a moment there, Mr. Clark.
Because if I connect the capture card just so we can see the gameplay a little clearly and maybe some FPS, if there's no difference in performance, then I'll probably do my future broadcast this way.
To end like this. I really wanted to see.
But right now we're trying out Dead Space 2.
Once. I loved you. I always loved you.
Got a brightness thing going on
They
here.
call Brennan. She was a senior medical officer stationed aboard a Planet Cracker class vessel.
Ishimura.
USG Ishimura, yes. Part of a mining operation on Aegis 7. I understand communications went down shortly after their arrival. You were part of the repair mission. A mission for which you volunteered, am I right?
Am I right?
What did you find aboard that ship, Isaac?
What sort of nasty things did you find aboard that ship?
What did they find aboard the ship, Isaac?
The marker.
Did you have contact with this marker? It made you see things, didn't it? Things you didn't want to see.
What did you find aboard that ship, Isaac?
What did it say, Isaac? What did it say to you, Isaac? Isaac? Isaac, can you hear me?
What did you find aboard that ship, Isaac?
Isaac. Isaac, can you hear me? Dana, I found Isaac Clark. Repeat, I have him.
Great work, Franco. Be careful. He's been out a long time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good, good. Steady, steady, steady. We gotta get you out of this straitjacket. Where am I? Alright, I know you're confused right now. I can explain everything, but you gotta trust me, okay? Listen, you're in terrible, terrible danger.
If you can't tell, this is going to be 60 FPS. You're not going to have any issues with it, but I just want to show you guys the gameplay. And remember, I'm playing this without modifying any TDP or any kind of overclocking. Uh-oh, I made a wrong turn. And, yeah, all my videos are going to be like this. I'm just going to show how it looks out of the box so people already know what to expect without any mods. Oh, shite. Without any, it's been a while since I played Dead Space 2. I'm trying to remember where it's supposed to go. That's classic. Anyway, it does work. I'm sorry that my camera is going in and out of focus. I might need to look up some kind of camera that doesn't do that and just stays sharp, but how do you find that out? That poor guy. But as you see, you're not gonna have any issues. And let me see if I back out the camera a little bit, if it stays sharp. I don't know. I don't go in and out of focus when I'm using this camera, and I'm usually using this camera for my own picture. Doesn't happen to me, but apparently it happens here, and I apologize for that. But if you're looking to play Dead Space 2, and like I said, the only thing I did was put this on max performance on the battery power option and turn on the turbo fan option, which is a shortcut key on the device. And that's pretty much it. Also, it's running Windows 10 Pro. It's not running the stock Chinese version of Windows 10 Home, which is Chinese only. That's pretty much it. So no TDP manipulation needed. But there are videos I see on YouTube, which is pretty cool. They push the device to its full potential. If you want to look at those videos, they'll show you what the TDP is. I believe this goes up to 15 TDP just default at max without manipulations. So
we can both get out of here. Just cut me out of the straitjacket. No one's getting out of here alive. Don't do it.
don't do it.
There's no escaping from what I've done. Take it easy, buddy. Just take it easy.
Also, good to note that with this tiny PC, I do notice a huge difference between the Razer Edge Pro, which I used to do videos on, and this device. Especially in terms of obviously battery life and the fact that I can unplug this and it wouldn't make a difference in performance if it was plugged in. But the Razer Edge Pro, unfortunately, if you didn't have the controller attachment, which makes it fake think that it's plugged in, if you just had the tablet by itself, it plays like crap because it has to be plugged into the wall in order to get full power, which is pretty sad. But that's because it has Intel's Optimus technology, or no, NVIDIA's Optimus technology. This doesn't seem to have that.
We're all gonna burn for what we did to you.
Why you do that, sir? Why are you stabbing yourself? Anyway, as you guys can see, Dead Space 2 run great, no issues. All right. Let's try some other games out. All right, so since my SSD didn't work, I don't have too many games on here to try, but I did put some of my favorite games on here. Let's try out Dying Light. But yeah, the only two games I had issues with so far was Dead Space 2 because for some reason it would crash if I don't do anything in the main menu. I don't know why it doesn't do that on any of my other computers, but maybe it's because this is not recognizing the GPU. And Cyberpunk, which just didn't run. It runs if you plug in your eGPU through the Thunderbolt 4 port, obviously. It runs. I have a RTX 2080 Super in my external GPU. You plug it into that, it runs. But the reason why I'm not going to show that is because, you know, that's not portable. You can't just take a huge GPU with you on a train or on a bus to the park. But every game I'm showing you now will perform without any TDP manipulation while you're on the go, unplugged. By default, no overclocking, and should give you the best potential battery too, since you're not messing with any of that stuff. So that's basically going to be the kind of test I'll be doing, just, you know, for the people that don't want to mess with that stuff and just want to, you know, play the game. I think somebody wrote me, can't tell. Okay, so let's check out Dying Light. First of all, I want to show you guys my settings. Obviously, you could put your own settings, mess around with it. You know, it's your own prerogative. It's your device. I just want to show you guys what I do. So 1280 by 800 for me is the sweet spot. I've tried running things in native. They run, most of them, which is 1920 by 1200. 1280 by 800 seems to be the sweet spot because it has to be 16 by 10 If it's 16 by 9, which is 1280 by 720, I noticed that I get some very strange things happening, like cutoffs off the screen and all that stuff. So if you want to play the game without any hiccups, without any issues, at least for the most part, without doing any manipulation, I suggest, if you want to, depends on the game. Some games can run in, you know, native resolution, 1920, you know, no issues. But I like to put it at 1280 by 800. Because it's a smaller screen, you're not going to notice a huge difference from having it from 1280 by 800 to 1920 by 1200. Maybe it'll look sharper. But that's pretty much it. So definitely recommend, if you can, to start off your tests with everything in 1280 by 800. You won't go wrong with that, because that's equivalent to 720p. I mean, a lot of people will want to play it at the native resolution 1920 by 1200, and you can do that. I'm just showing you my method. Vertical sync is a must on this game, because I took it off and the frame rate was sporadic. When I put it on, it was a solid 60, so it was fine. I have this on medium. You could probably get away with putting it on high. There's no higher setting than that. I just leave it on medium. These two I put on low. The view distance I put on lowest in order to make sure you maximize your performance, because you shouldn't be loading textures like leap years away from you when you have this in your hands. All of this NVIDIA DLSS and all of this stuff will be useful if you're using the external GPU, but you don't want to do that when you're on the go, because you don't want to waste unnecessary power. That's pretty much it. Oh, and I have the field of view on this number. I can't see it, actually. I'm a little far away because it's such a small device. I don't have it in my hand. I'm just trying to record it through camera. Okay, I have it on -5. You can increase it, but the more you increase it and the more it loads what's going on, and the more it loads what's going on, the more frames you're going to drop. I just wanted to keep it at 60 frames per second at all costs, without getting rid of some of the quality. So just follow those settings and you can't go wrong. You can pick those settings as a base to start you off, and then you can move on from there. So let me show you guys some Dying Light gameplay, and then we'll move on to the next game. Again, I apologize for the focus going in and out. Can't be helped. Can't be helped. All right. Okay. So, as you see, this is on battery, running beautifully, and you're not going to have any problems running this game. Now, I don't really like Vsync on because it's not as accurate when it comes to first-person shooters. Anybody that plays Call of Duty knows what I'm talking about. But when I put Vsync off, like I said, the frame rate just gets sporadic. Am I thinking of this game or am I thinking of another game? Let me put Vsync off. Take Vsync off for a second. I think it was this game I tried, and it was like just all over the place. Let's turn Vsync off. I can cap it. Maybe that'll do something. Let's cap it at 60. Curious now. Yeah, it's more accurate. See, it's not doing what I'm talking about. It's not doing that hiccuping, probably because I'm inside. Let's go outside. With Vsync off is more accurate, which is pretty cool. But watch when I go outside, it'll start hiccuping. And you'll see the difference between having Vsync on and Vsync off, if it's seeable. Alright, you see how it's a little... it's not doing it as bad. Yeah, there it is. See, it starts doing this weird stuff. Now, it doesn't do that when you have Vsync on. But in games like Call of Duty and all that, you don't want to have Vsync on at all. But I'll face those demons when those demons approach. Alright, this is a dark scene, so it's going to be hard to really tell a performance, I guess. But yeah, you shouldn't be able to have any issues playing this game. I'm probably gonna die because I'm running out here. And I'm a little far away from the screen. It's not plugged into HDMI, so with my far away view, it is a little hard to see in the dark. Uh-oh. I've been seen. Hopefully the broadcast is clear enough. I can't tell. But yeah, what I can do is... oh, shit. Sir? I'm sorry. But yeah, you won't have any issues, like I said. Oh, shit, you bastard. What the? Why this game's telling lies? Oh, I can't see. Oh, oh. What's going on? Let me make it to the safe area before I see blue. That's always a good thing. Very scary. Anyway, so like I said, you won't have an issue playing this game if you want to play this on a go. And I noticed another thing. Sir, stop it. I'm trying to eat. Yeah, this is safe up here, I think, if I remember. Oh shit, Antizin? I thought this was a save room. Thank you. I'll take that for $1. And I'll take that for $2. Oh shit, I thought I was safe. Calm down. Calm down, sir. The hell? Hit a man while you're trying to get him some Antizin. See, I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit because I'm gonna have to move in closer because I can't see the map. Too small. Well, it's like GTA. I got 3 stars. No good. No good, my friend. No good. No good, my friend. Where's the exit? Oh. I see blue. That must be where I'm going. Safe. Right? Am I safe? Alright, we made it to America. Where's the bed? Okay. No bed. Anyway. Kind of want to keep these points, so let me look for the bed. It was downstairs. I can't see. Oh, I forgot. Flashlights exist. Is that safe to go down there? I'm hurt. I'm not doing that. Oh, here we go. All right, so let's get some rest and get a little daylight gameplay. It's probably be easier to see. All right, and we made it to daylight. We survived the night. I get the points, and I move up, I think. So I wanted to show you guys what daylight looks like outside. So yeah, if you follow these settings, you will have no issues playing this game. As you can see, you got free roam, whatever you want to do. You're not going to be lagging. And why there's so many enemies on fire? You bastard. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Oh, I'm being ganged on. Oh! Excuse me. They blow each other themselves up? Oh, shit. You guys know how this game is. It gets really addictive. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I didn't get too far in this. I was playing this with my friend Zach. But that's gameplay. You will be able to play this on the go. Now, on the Razer Edge Pro, I was able to play this on the go too, but not this version. This is the enhanced version, or whatever you call it. Enhanced edition, I think it's called. Or I was only able to play the regular one with some heavy mods. So this is a huge... So I had to do some heavy graphic mods, like take away the sun shadows and all kind of crazy stuff. And now this can play it without any issues. So I just wanted to show that. Got other games to throw on. And this is on battery, so you don't have to worry about having to be plugged in. That doesn't apply with this small PC. All right, what's next? Evil Within? Why not? I guess I'm not going to go through all of these games, but trying to get to some of the graphic intensive games. Now, the Evil Within, I have a custom thing too. No, it's not running on max settings, but the beautiful thing about this device is it has 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports. So if you wanted to, you can essentially max out the settings with an external GPU and be able to play at home with no issues. And on the go, just follow my settings or start with my settings, and then you can work your way up and take away and add some stuff. I just want to give you guys a base of settings like I used to do with the Razer Edge Pro. Alright, so we got the Evil Within. From what I played of this, there's really no issues, but I'll let you guys see for yourselves. Now let's talk about the settings. See, now I know my camera is a little bit blurry because it doesn't do the it has this autofocus thing, and that's inaccurate. So I'm just read the settings to you guys. Full screen, obviously enabled. Letterbox mode disabled, and I have the resolution at 1280 by 720p. That's wrong. I should be 1280 by 800. So I'm changing that now. Anything you play, you want to put it on 1280 by 800, otherwise you're going to be missing some of the screen, and that's no bueno. I mean, unless you want that. 60 FPS, frame lock. It says frame lock with Vsync. And I have anti-aliasing, whatever that's called, off. Shadow quality I have on low, and motion blur I have disabled. SSAO I have disabled. Reflections I have disabled. But it doesn't mean that these won't work. These are just the first settings I tried and then loaded the game up, and it was just fine. So like I said, you could start with this, my settings. So I'm gonna just continue so you guys can see what the gameplay looks like. By the way, just in case you guys are asking, it is in its native resolution right now, and it's downscaled to 1280 by 600. I mean by 800. So should be able to play Evil Within with no issues. Okay, now it looks to me like a 60 FPS or around there. I don't have an FPS counter on set up, but I will do that next time I do a gameplay video. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. Good morning. Oh shit, I got no bullets. How am I supposed to kill? How am I supposed to kill? No. No. What was I thinking? No bullets on any gun. What has science done? Ma'am? No. Oh. Okay. I don't remember what I was doing last year, but I never beat this game. I'm not gonna get too far in it. Just wanted to show some gameplay. But in the interest of saving time, I'm gonna change up the game anyway, because I just want to show you guys you're not gonna have a problem running this. No issues.
Out of ammo?
Out of ammo. You can set yourself on fire and big piece of blood end up on the screen, and it's not going to affect the FPS. Wonderful. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I had this on the Razer Edge Pro, and I literally had to drop the I had to use an app to drop the internal resolution to 640 by 480 for this game, and then upscale it to full screen, and then and I think I had everything on low, and it looked like total garbage, but it was able to play on a Razer Edge Pro. So that just goes to show the vast difference in performance between the Razer Edge Pro and this. Now, I know there are other competitive UMPCs out there. What the? Oh shit! I didn't see that coming. Anyway, I know there's other competitive UMPCs out there. I'm not saying you should get this and not the other one. I'm just saying that if you happen to get this one, just wanted to show you the things that you can do on the go. But yeah, I'm gonna put Hyperspin on here. I have a lot of plans for this. It's just I need to get that a working 2 terabyte SSD for this first. So, and I'm excited to get the controller too, so it could be on the go. All right. So we tried the Evil Within 2. Let's go to come on. Let's go to Final Fantasy 15 and give you guys an idea of what it plays like. And show you guys the settings I have. Which, again, might not be the best settings in the world, but, you know, it's something to start you guys off with and then work your way up or down or however you want to do it. It's just what I do. Okay, so this is Final Fantasy 15. This is a game I never got into, so I'm still at the beginning. You know, RPGs is very hard when you have so many games to play. You have to dedicate serious time into RPGs, and then Final Fantasy 15 is a game I wanted to play for a long time and never got around to. When it's on the go with a controller attachment, I think I'll find the time. All right, let's go to settings first. I gotta move in a little closer to see this. Okay, options, because I gotta read it to you guys without binoculars. And not that it's a tiny device, it's just I gotta sit far from it and have a camera in front of it for you guys to see it. All right, so graphics. Okay, so graphics. I have it set to 60 FPS frame rate. The resolution is 100%. Okay, and the preset I have is custom. So it looks like pretty much everything is low and off. So that must be the way I turned it on and tried it. So basically all low settings. And that's about it, I guess. Display. Oh, okay. And I have this display at 1280 by 720. We're going to change that to 1280 by 800 because 720 leaves a small border at the top and bottom, and you want to utilize as much of the screen as you can. I mean, for me. Okay, so back out. Saving the attributes. Did it save the resolution? Because I still see a border. Still see a wild ass border on the top. Let me see. That was display. Yeah, it says it's saved. Okay. Well, let's see when we get to gameplay. Alright. Let's get to gameplay and then we can mess around the settings from there, because I'm sure we could do better than all low. But that's what I have it set up as right now. Now, I remember when I played this game, it says load this file. Yes. Now, I remember when I played this game for the few minutes I did on this device, it had some kind of hiccuping at the very beginning. Like it had to load the shaders or something. I don't know what that is. But after that, it ran just fine. But this is all relatively low settings, except for resolution. Well, the resolution's lower than the native, but it's at 100% resolution scale. So You can always go down from there if you don't like the performance, but I thought the performance was fine from what I remember, but let's try it out. Is it I do notice a lot of games load faster than I remember. All right, so with this, you see how it's a little slow right now? It's like it's loading shaders. And then after it loads the shaders, after a few seconds, then it picks up.
It would be wise to rest up before we set out.
Says who? Rest is for the weak.
Just remember, confidence will only take you so far.
Is that a threat? Anyway, it should be loaded right now. I don't remember the buttons here. Okay. Somebody that plays this game probably do a bet. Okay. How do you attack? Okay, right. There we go. All right. This is how it looks here. Still a little hiccupy, oddly enough. So for this, I would probably say if you want a solid 60 FPS, you'll probably have to turn down the resolution a little bit. So let me see. Let me go to display. Hold on a sec. 1280 by 800. That's fine. Let's go to graphics. Yeah, this is a custom preset. Everything's off and low. So I guess it can't get any better if everything's off and low, unless you turn down the internal resolution, which will make it look like crap. Don't want to do that. But yeah, it's playing.
I wonder if we'll ever sit inside that beautiful car again.
It looks like it's playing around.
It was pretty nice.
Napping was
I would say
even
above
better.
30, but less than 60. Let's see if we can get into a battle and see if there's any difference in performance. Also, it could be because this game has a lot of grass rendering. I mean, obviously, you'll be able to play it in max settings in the house with the eGPU, depending on your graphics card that you have, if you have an external GPU that the Thunderbolt 4 will work with. But yeah, it's definitely not running in a solid 60. I can tell you that. But this is with no TDP manipulation, remember. This is just stock. Like as soon as you buy it, you open it up, you put this game on there. This is the performance you'll get. As long as you have the battery power set to, you know, max performance. And that's it. Oh, that's how you run. Okay. I was hoping to run into some kind of enemy so I can see what battle looks like, but like I said, I didn't get very far in this game at all. I think this is literally the beginning. Sad to say. What the hell? How did I change the button? Okay, that's changing the weapons. Okay. That's a slow ass weapon. Nah, no good, my friend. No good. Anyway, eventually I'll play this game. Now, there are random hiccups that you notice. Okay, is that an enemy or is that a friend? Where are they going? Maybe this is where we're supposed to go? Playing some scary music.
Over there. That's it, right?
But yeah, I would probably say you get better performance if you lower down the internal resolution and turn up some other things. So like I said, you can play with it. That's probably what I would do. I would probably lower the internal resolution to like 80% and then turn a few other things up, like model quality and stuff like that.
Wait a sec.
But it spikes up to 60, but it's not stable 60, clearly.
Sure. Looks tame to me.
Yeah. Look out!
Nice one.
That was a wild hiccup ass attack.
Ready for round 2. Bring it.
Well, this is what we wanted to test anyway. I hope it doesn't save. I have to start it over anyway. How do you dodge? Okay. Learning things. Severely disrespectful. Don't just attack me now.
Glasses. Capital idea.
He said we gotta attack the main character only. That's what it seemed like.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Easy shit.
Ring ring.
Anyway,
Hello?
so that's
Dave just called and said he's safe. Thanks for finding him.
Okay.
Nice work, y'all. By the way, the old girl's looking good as new. Oh, while I got ya, if y'all want to fix her up before you roll out, let me know.
why is it not focused? Anyway, we'll get back to this another time. Oh, I have to make a decision. Excuse me.
Maybe next time.
She'll be waiting at the garage.
Gotcha.
Anyway, let's exit out of that. But yeah, on the next broadcast, what I'll do is I'll connect this to my capture card so you guys can see the gameplay directly instead of having to look at it on this camera that goes in and out of focus. Let's see. Let's try another game. The Haunted Hell's Reach. This is one of my favorite games. I play this a lot on my broadcast on Facebook. And it's truly amazing to be able to play this game on the go. Now on the Razer Edge Pro, I did play this on the go as well. So no huge surprises when it comes to performance here. It does seem to take a second to load textures. It's like, and that was it. See, it just took that 1 second and then everything was fine afterwards. So that happened to me before. I don't remember if I had to deal with that on the Razer Edge Pro, but that did have a NVIDIA GPU, so maybe that has something to do with it. But it's worth noting. Some games take 1 second to load textures. This game just crashed for the first time. Wonder what caused that. What? What just happened? I don't know what's going on. Hold on. This game doesn't allow me to go into press the Windows button. That was weird. It did some kind of weird thing and then it lowered the performance a little bit. And then it went back to regular. Could it be the CPU? That was weird. I played this for about a good hour and a half and never had that happen. But I guess on stream, things are different. Anyway, I can play this game all day, so I'm not gonna go crazy on it. But definitely not a game you're gonna have a problem with. And if you actually play this game, you definitely want to add me up because I don't have many friends that play this game. It's a 4-player game, and it's a hell of a lot of fun to me. Burn. But yeah, playing this on the go again is fun. Ooh. Let's get the ice gun.
Who's gonna clear that mess up there?
Alright, that's enough of that. Yeah, I don't know what that weird random hiccup is, but I guess that happens. I don't know. It's only happened since I've been doing game tests here, so that's worth noting too. Alright, what we got here? Mordor. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the settings on Mordor just in case. So this is Shadows of Mordor, the first one. I haven't played or tried Shadow of War yet because I haven't beat Mordor, and I have it. Same thing with the Evil Within 2, but both games I haven't tried or played on this device, but I do have. Yeah, if there's any particular games you guys want me to try on this device, let me know, and I'm happy to oblige. All right, so these are the settings I've decided to pick. Again, you don't have to do what I do, but this is for me the sweet spot for this game. All right, if we look closely here, I don't know if you guys can see it here. Nah, you can't. Looking up at the stream, I don't see it. I have the game running in 60 FPS. The resolution you can mess around with. I have it at 70%, but you can put it at between 70 and 50, or at 100, and it should be fine. I like it at 70%. I like it at 70% only because I like to put that world blur thing on, and that takes a lot of performance. But I like seeing it. It just goes good when you do the fatalities. I'll show you what I mean in the settings here. Okay, when we go to the settings here, it's on custom graphics quality. I don't know if you guys can read it, but it says lighting level is on low. Mesh quality is on low. Motion blur, I have it on the max. The motion blur, anti-aliasing, FXAA, and object blur, I have that all the way up because I like that effect. That's why I turn the internal resolution down. But if you don't need that effect, you could turn it up and it should be fine. Shadow quality, I have on low. Texture filtering, I have on ultra because I like, seeing higher quality textures. And texture filtering I have on ultra. So texture filtering and texture quality are both on ultra. It even gives you a warning and says you do not have enough power to do this, and I still do it. Ambient occlusion I have off. Vegetation I have off. Depth of field, order independent transparency, and tessellant I have off. And that's pretty much it. You follow those settings and you should be able to play Mordor and 60 or more FPS. Doesn't make sense to go for more than 60 FPS because it's only a 60 Hz screen.
Father, if you turn my love in, I shall swear I killed Lord Asgon when he attacked me. We shall both sacrifice our lives to Gundam.
Oh hey, Lethal Performance. I'm sorry, I did not see your message until just now. I don't know how long ago you wrote it either. I don't have the controller yet. I was supposed to be getting the controller tomorrow. I'm waiting on it to come in the mail. Tomorrow sometime in the morning, I hope. But yeah, the controller should be here then. So I don't know about the latency. As far as right now I'm using the Xbox One S controller. And that's been working out pretty good. All right, so you see how smooth it runs? You won't have any issues playing this game. Trust me. But you can actually have it run even smoother than this if you take off that blur effect that I have on. I like that blur effect when you do fatalities and stuff. It just blurs the earth, the whole earth around the person, and then it just looks so cool to me. But yeah, just follow those settings and you shouldn't have any problems. At all. I hear yelling. So let's find some enemies to kill. Good morning, sir. He ran. He ran. You running bastard.
I'll kill you.
Pop the head. Good times. I had a lot of fun with this game. Again, another game I haven't beat that I got really far in. The reason why I didn't beat this game is because I was playing it on a Razer Edge Pro, and what ultimately happened was the Razer Edge Pro controller R2 button broke, and you kind of need that. So I had to put it down. But as you see, it's running at a smooth, beautiful, sexy 60 FPS with no issues. So if you want to play Shadows of Mordor on the go, you will be able to do that without any TDP or any modifications or any overclocking or anything like that on battery power with no problems. Follow my settings and then you can move it up from there or down or however well you feel comfortable. And that is Shadows of Mordor. So now we're gonna go to whatever's next. Outlast 2. Outlast 2. I don't know if you guys played, excuse me, Outlast 1, but Outlast 1 would run with no problems. I didn't try it, but if Outlast 2 can run with no problems, then Outlast 1 is pretty much the same engine, so I don't think you'll have an issue. Although Outlast 2 didn't just run on max settings. I had to modify some things, and I'm going to show you guys that now. Give you guys a start off. If you are planning to play Outlast 2 on the onegx Pro, stock settings without touching anything, as far as TDP or overclocking, then I recommend these settings here. I don't know if you guys can see it, so I'm going to read it out. 1920 by 1200 resolution, which is the native resolution. I could take it down, but I didn't find a need to because everything ran just fine the way it was. Medium textures, 16x in texture filtering, shadows on low, medium geometry, medium fog, low effects. Effects heavily thwarted the performance, oddly enough. So I put it on low effects. That was pretty much the only thing. Anti-aliasing I have off. Everything else is on. These things that's checked, they all check. Vsync, motion blur, full screen, triple buffering, and whatever the gamma is whatever the default was. And it's running Direct3D 11. So with those settings, you're not going to have any issues with Outlast 2. I guess you guys are going to watch me get killed because I didn't get very far in it. Oh, hey, what's going on, Kyle? So the onegx Pro is this mini PC. I'll show it to you. Turn on the light. So onegx Pro is this little tiny mini laptop, and it's the size of, let me get something to compare that to. Oh, controller. So it's about, actually the Xbox One S controller is a little bit bigger than it, but it's like a mini gaming laptop. But yeah, I'm trying to show some performance and gameplay for it, so people that are thinking about buying it can know what kind of performance they can expect on the go. So you're not gonna have a problem running Outlast. Plays just fine with these settings that I gave you. Let's see. How do you turn on a flashlight? Okay. Okay. And even with Vsync on, it's playing a little bit better than some games that are first-person shooters without Vsync. What the hell? I don't remember what I was doing. Oh yeah, gotta go in here. RB. Okay, we can hear voices through the walls. Good morning, sir. How are you? Ow. I'm gonna need you to not hit me, sir. Oh, disrespect. Disrespect. Anyway. Oh, Kyle, well, I did an unboxing. I didn't really do a review, but the unboxing was pretty amateur because I'm not good at doing unboxings. So I figured I'd do some gameplay tests so people can see how it looks. But I'm waiting on my 2 terabyte SSD. That would make it so much better because I'm gonna put Hyperspin on here. I'm gonna put Big Box on here. Throw as many PC games on here I can fit on that 2 terabyte SSD. And then it has a SD card slot also, so you can. So I have a 512 gigabyte SD card, so I'll probably put all the classic games on there, emulators and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna mix it up, but 512 gigs is not enough, and that's the default that I had originally on this device. I got the 512 gig version. They do sell a 1 terabyte version and a 512 gig version, 4G version and a 5G version. To me, 4G and 5G was pointless. That's just me because I have a gaming phone, so there's really no reason for me to take my SIM card out and put it into a portable handheld laptop. That's just me though. I'd rather use that slot for the extra SSD, which I'm going to use I'm going to use a 2 terabyte SSD and put it in there. If you get the 4G or 5G version, that takes the place of that slot, which means you can't expand the internal SSD, which is no bueno. Because 512 gigs is not enough. Even 1 terabyte is not enough for Steam games. Alright, so let's go to settings here in Resident Evil 2 so you guys can see what I do. My camera is a little bit blurry. No, I didn't buy the GPD Win 3. I don't have enough money to buy multiple devices, but in the future I might get a different UMPC. Like in the far future, this is pretty much going to last me a long time. Because the Thunderbolt 4 ports, the 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, so it's going to last me a long time. I probably won't be replacing this anytime soon. But I did have the GPD Win Max briefly. I sold it though. But this is the next one I got since. So I'll probably be buying whatever. You know what I'll probably do? I'll probably get in the future whichever system comes out with that Thunderbolt attachment with a Ryzen CPU, because Ryzen CPU now has the rights to also having Thunderbolt on their processors. So that's going to be beastly. Imagine the things you could do with a Ryzen processor and Thunderbolt also. So you won't have to worry about CPU bottlenecks because you'll have maybe an octa-core CPU in there. And then you'll have the Thunderbolt, so you won't have to worry about GPU setbacks because you'll have the external GPU. So that's going to be pretty interesting. That's probably going to be the next thing I go after. Yeah, Aya Neo. I was thinking about the Aya Neo also, but it doesn't have Thunderbolt 4, so that kind of threw me off on it. So as far as the longevity, of it. It didn't seem like the right one for me, but it doesn't mean I won't get it in the future. But having more than one UMPC, for me, it really doesn't make sense because I only need really one. Okay, so let's get to the display here. I just wanted to show you guys the settings that I use for this Resident Evil 2 graphics. It's running through DirectX 11. I haven't tried anything else. We have it on full screen. The internal resolution, or actually the resolution, is 1280 by 800. The rendering mode is normal. I have the image quality on 80%. The refresh rate is 60 frame rate. Vsync I have off for some reason. I don't know. It probably didn't like the way it was. I played this like once for a few minutes. I'll probably have to test Vsync on and off and see what the difference is. I think I had some kind of aiming issues with Vsync on. The same way you get with Call of Duty. If you put Vsync on, it's going to be a little strange when you're using a controller. So I think that's what happened. It's a little bit more accurate when you have Vsync off. Anti-aliasing, I turned that off for sharper image quality. Texture I have on high. Texture filter quality I have on highest. Mesh quality I have on high. Shadow quality I have on minimum. Shadow cache I have on. And contact shadows is off. Screen space reflection is on. Subsurface scattering is on. And volumetric lighting quality is low. Particle lighting quality is low. Ambient occlusion is off. Bloom is off. Lens flare is off. Motion blur is on. Depth of field is on. Damn, there's a lot of settings. Lens distortion is off. Film noise is off. Okay. Now, I didn't go through every one of these settings. I just kind of like messed around with it and then just got into the game. So, let's get to some gameplay. There could be better settings for this where it runs just as well with like higher settings or something, but like I said, I'm just giving people an idea of what to start with, and I'm not overclocking or changing the TDP or anything like that. This is just going to be what you'll get right out of the box and how we'll play right out of the box. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. So with all those settings, you'll get extremely smooth gameplay. You won't have to worry about anything when it comes to Resident Evil 2. This is just settings I put together and it plays just fine. I didn't have any issues. But like I said, there could be better settings where you can increase other things or something like that. But these are just the settings I went with at the beginning. I didn't really experiment with much else because I just got the device the other day. Okay. Don't really know what I'm doing. Okay. Haven't played this. This is some extra mode. But yeah, I'm waiting on that controller to come in. Hopefully there's no latency. I heard a lot of good things about it. I heard there's no latency on it like the first onegx had, which I didn't get because I wasn't happy with the performance of the first one either. This is a huge step up from the first one in terms of performance from what I've seen. And versus the Razer Edge Pro, this pretty much shuts it down. Now, I'm not, gonna go into which one is better than what. I'm not buying all three and then trying to compare them. I just decided to stick with one of the UMPCs and just move on from there. So not saying that this is the best one to get. I'm just saying if you're getting it and you don't want to increase TDP or do anything like that, this is the settings to give you guys a start of before you start messing with more settings. Okay, so far it's looking good. I don't want to get too into this game because I played this part before, but I didn't get very far. And oh shit, a wild bastard appeared. Good morning, sir. Whoa! He survived that shit? Okay. Okay. Well, that happened. Okay. Anyway, that was fun. Just wanted to show you guys the gameplay of this. Again, this is not on battery. I'm sorry, this is on battery. Battery power and no overclocking, no TDP changing. This is just whatever the stock is right out of the box. And I just wanted to do a few games before the battery runs out and show you guys what that looks like. Let's try Resident Evil 6. Another thing I noticed is because this resolution, this is worth noting, because the resolution is so odd, it's 16 by 10, 1920 by 1200. A lot of games, when you boot them up the first time, I mean, I'm not showing it here because I've already booted these games up once. A lot of these games open up in a very strange kind of, it's like some of them open up where it looks like it's windowed even though it says full screen, because the game's resolution defaults to some random resolution. Like that happened here with Resident Evil 6. When I first booted it up, it went to something like some weird resolution. I think it was like 640 by 500 or some. It was a weird, odd resolution where it had black bars on both sides and it was like in the middle of the screen. It was very strange. Anyway, when you get past the first boot and go through the settings, you shouldn't have any issues. The way to fix that, and I've noticed the way to fix that was to change the resolution to 1920 by 1080 instead of 1920 by 1200. I'm talking about the resolution for the device, and then you won't have that problem. But changing it from 1920 by 1200 to 1920 by 1080 causes, like, you know, bars to show up, and that's not good for anybody. I mean, not for me. You want to be able to utilize all the screen. So that's why I'm keeping it at its regular resolution. Okay, now let's go to game settings real quick. Wait, no. What's the video settings on this game? Graphics, okay. So I just want to show you guys what the graphics look like. It looks like this one is a little bit more clear in comparison to the other games for some reason, as far as being readable. I have it running in 1280 by 800. Full screen on, 60 FPS. Vertical sync is on. Frame rate is 60. Display frequency is 60. No anti-aliasing. I have motion blur on. I have shadows low and everything else on high. And that's pretty much it. You don't really get a lot of... Oops, I went back to the main menu. No good, my friend, no good. Alright, so let's just get to gameplay real quick. And let's go to Mercenaries. Because Mercenaries loads a lot of zombies and stuff. So I figured that would be a good test. I did mess with this for a few minutes and just to test and see if it worked, and it worked fine. This game I did play on a Razer Edge Pro and didn't have many issues. In 720p, I think, and everything on low. It played fine on the Razer Edge Pro. So this is a little different because I have a lot of stuff on high, and yeah, about the same resolution, almost 720p. So, but yeah, you can increase the settings or decrease or manipulate whatever you want. Hate to sound like a broken record, but just in case people are joining me now, this is just with the default stock clock speeds. You know, there's no overclocking going on. There's no change in TDP. I'm just trying to show people, whoever is buying it and just wants to know what the performance is right out of the box, this is what the performance is going to be. The only difference is I have the battery power set to max, and I have the keyboard fan speed on its max setting as well. So I would think that would indicate max performance. So you won't have any issues playing Resident Evil 6. I mean, I didn't, but I didn't play this very long. So maybe when there's a lot of zombies, it'll drop in frames and you probably have to change something. I don't know. I'm hearing some hiccuping. Something going on. Yeah, I might have to change some settings. It is doing some kind of hiccups. I don't know if that's because of a setting that I have on. It might be. But this is just to give you guys an example of what to start with, and then you can work your way up or down or whatever when you decide to do. Definitely not liking the hiccups. I just got hit in the face with a pipe. Disrespectful. Alright, so let's change some settings around. Because even the sound is like glitchy. Okay, you can't really mess with anything on this menu. I have to start it over. But this is the first real test I did for this game, so you can get better performance by turning something down. Probably some of those things that I have on highest, like textures. That's causing it to do this little hiccuping. Yeah, I think it's textures. Oh. Yeah, because it becomes more apparent when there's more zombies. So I think that has to do with textures. But anyways, this was a good test. Alright, let's see if we can fix that issue before I turn it off. I mean, before I change the game. Let's put those, it's probably only one of them too. Anyway, I can always mess with this and then put in the comments what the issue is. So I'll just exit in the interest of getting to the next game. I want to get to Street Fighter and stuff. All right. What's next? State of Decay. I don't know if a lot of people play that game, but I'm just skip that because I need some time in. Oh, what happened? Let me see. Is the battery low? Maybe that's why it did that weird hiccuping. I got 30%. All right, let's load up Street Fighter 5 and see how that runs. Windowed. Oh, I was about to say. Now, I did play this Street Fighter 5. Remember having no issues at all. And that's with the settings that I'm about to show you. It's not max settings, I'll tell you that much. But remember, when you get in these UMPCs, you don't want to go for playing in max settings. You want to go for what plays and looks comfortable for you while you're on the go. You could play anything at max settings if you're home and you have a eGPU to plug right into the back. Or if you have your own gaming computer, then you don't really have to worry about that. But if you're taking this on the go, then you definitely want to, turn down settings in a lot of games. Don't have to be max. Especially with a small screen, but there are settings that you won't even notice. All right, let's see. Go to options. Go to. I gotta move in a little bit. Screen settings? Oh no. Okay, graphic settings. All right, so I have it in the usual 1280 by 800 full screen mode. You go to the custom picture quality. Now I'm gonna have to move a little closer here because I can't see that. Okay, resolution scaling is 100% on that 1280 by 800. Anti-aliasing we have on low. Post processing I have on medium. There's a reason for that because when I turn it up higher, it starts to do some kind of herky-jerky stuff. Shadows on medium. You could turn it lower, but medium seems like the sweet spot where you still get max performance with no issues. But if you turn it lower, then I don't like the way the shadows look. They look terrible. Texture is on max and effects is on medium. I don't remember if it was effects or post-processing, but one of them I turned all the way up and it just was not good. Alright, so just follow those settings, you know, for now. And you should be okay to move things up and down. Again, you more likely get better performance in all of these games that I'm showing you if you want to deal with unlocking the TDP and turning the TDP up and all that. I don't particularly like to do that because I like to get the most out of the battery power. If you turn up the TDP, you'll get better performance, higher power draw, so less battery.
Come on. I'll show you the epitome of beauty.
But that doesn't mean that it'll drain your battery that much more. I don't know, but I'm probably not going to be messing with that. But it can be done. I think you can. I think you could double the TDP on this device. You'll lose a lot of power. The point of playing this portable is to, you know, save power. I would think. And this has a good power. This has a good power draw, like a really low power draw on this CPU. Anyway, you won't have any issues with using Xbox controller, so I can't do nothing I want to do. Yeah, so if you want to play Street Fighter 5, just follow those settings. You won't have any issues. Believe it or not, I'm pretty busy. Anyway, so you won't have a problem with playing Street Fighter 5. I promise you that. If you follow those settings, I'm pretty sure you'll get better. I mean, there's really no better performance than this. Only thing you could do is add that motion blur on the effects. To each its own. But you could probably max it out if you mess with the TDP. Like I said, I don't like doing that, so I will not be doing that in any of my videos. Because I want to get the maximum battery I can possibly get. Anyway, so that's Street Fighter 5. There's absolutely no performance lag on it with those settings. So that's just something there. Let's try out Tokyo Xanadu. I don't think many people have, so I'm just going to skip that. It's a fun game. RPG that I like. That's anime style. And I'll probably show that another time. But that plays at max settings, so there's no really reason to show it either. That's something I threw on there so I can play something when the controller comes. Around the house instead of being stuck in the room. Street Fighter 4, you're not going to have any issues. I actually didn't mess with the settings here. I just jumped into the game and it was playing fine. So whatever the default settings that the game decided was justifiable, played just fine with Ultra Street Fighter 4. So I'm curious now, so I'm going to take a look. Okay, Ultra Street Fighter 4 defaulted to 720p. We want to at least go 1280 by 800 so we can get rid of the borders. So I'm going to change that. Vsync on, fixed frame rate. Okay. Anti-aliasing is on none. I mean, there's really no reason to read these out because it's probably going to just do this on default. 16x is the texture filtering. High model quality, high stage quality. The shadows are off. Motion blur is off. I didn't even know this game had motion blur. Never noticed. Particles are high and extra effect is off. Oops. Did I... Aw, man. I put 768. No, we're going to put 800. Yeah. If you put 1280 by 800, you'll get the full screen and the right resolution. If you put 1280 by 720p, because it's a 16 by 10 screen, you're actually gonna you're gonna get black bars, and it's gonna look a little stretched up. Oh, it's doing a benchmark. Perfect. So if you see the benchmark is, you know, at 206 FPS, so you're not gonna have an issue with that. But I'm going in training mode anyway, just to get to gameplay so you guys can see it.
It's survival of the fittest on a global scale. Who among the challengers will make it to the top? Training stage.
And if you guys know me,
Destiny will be
and most of you do,
here.
I play Street Fighter all the time, so more likely I'm going to be playing this a lot on the go, especially Street Fighter 4 and 5. And I'm no good with the Xbox controller, but I'm hoping that that controller has a decent directional pad, because I use directional pad to play fighting games. And that's why I can't really with this Xbox controller. Very hard to use Xbox directional pad. That was supposed to be Ultra. Can't do Ultra. What? Oh, I don't have the control set up either. Anyway, so you won't have a problem playing Ultra Street Fighter 4 or 5. Alright, let's exit that. Yeah, I'll probably be do my usual broadcast later. I just wanted to show some gameplay for this, since, you know, I don't see a lot of people doing it. Umbrella Corps. Whatever setting this defaulted to was just fine. I played it for a few minutes without a controller, trying to use the little keyboard and mouse. So I didn't really give it a good test or look at the settings, but pretty sure you're not going to have a problem running this game. If you play it. I don't think many people play this. I wish their multiplayer had a survival mode. That would have been very fun. But their single player has survival mode, which is kind of sucks. Ah, so this game doesn't recognize the Xbox One S controller. So it's really hard to showcase this. That's sucks. I guess I can try to use the keyboard. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna get to gameplay, so we're gonna use the little keyboard and mouse thing that's attached. Can you play games with this keyboard and mouse? Yes. If you're keyboard and mouse Jesus, which I'm not, but I just want to show some gameplay before I turn it off. After this, we got Yakuza 0, which I already seen plays just fine. But I want to show the gameplay in the settings. So let's go to the settings real quick. Where's the settings? I don't see settings. Oh, press O for options. Okay. Okay. All right. So PC. 1280 by 720. That's wrong. It should be 1280 by. They don't got 12. Okay, so they don't got 1280 by 800. No wonder it's on 720p. All right, just leave that because they don't have custom resolutions, I guess. Full screen, 60 FPS. Shadows on standard. Tone mapping is high. Occlusion is high. Real-time reflections is high. Bloom is on low. Got to be a reason for that. And motion blur is on. Okay, so that's the settings you can start off with when you're messing with this game if you're playing it. And I'm just going to get killed playing keyboard and mouse, but I'm hoping that that controller that comes is recognized as a 360 controller and not an Xbox One S controller, because Xbox One S or non 360 controllers sometimes aren't recognized in certain games. Few games that come to mind is Killing Floor 2 doesn't recognize this controller. Apparently Umbrella Corps doesn't recognize this controller. The Xbox One S controller. And there's a few other games that would normally have controls that don't recognize One S controllers. So something to keep in mind. That's why I'm hoping. Actually, I think I do know that it does I think the controllers that's coming tomorrow for this device is actually a 360 controller, because it comes with some kind of driver for it already. Anyway, as you see, you're not gonna have any issues. Plays at solid 60 FPS. Even though I couldn't really do anything. Difficult ass game. I don't know why they zoomed in on the zombie's ass, but that's not a sign to stop playing. I don't know what is. But you won't have any issues with this. You could trust me on that. On the Razer Edge Pro, I had issues with this, but I was able to solve it by lowering settings, so you don't have to have that issue. But yeah, you know, I've got nothing against people that, you know, turn on higher TDP. I just wanted to make a video example of, you know, for people that don't want to mess with that and just wants to play it right out of the box and knows what it can play and that sort of thing. So yeah, you see these borders at the top and bottom. I think that's a result of not having it set to 1280 by 800 or 1920 by 1200. But in this case, the resolution squares out, so it's no issue. So let's see. Let's go to settings here. I gotta look a little closer. These letters are really tiny. Let's see. Graphics, okay. All right. No, but this is 1920 by 1200. So why are we getting a border? The hell? Anyway, 1920 by 1200, which is 16 by 10, which is the resolution. Oh, probably because it's 16 by 10 and this is probably a 16 by 9 only game. That's all right. Anyway, 1920 by 1200, which is the native resolution. Full screen, vertical sync enabled, 60 hertz. Graphical quality I have on low. Must be a reason for that. Advanced. Okay, now I know for sure I didn't mess with this stuff because I would have turned some things up and down. But let's see how this plays. Yeah, I guess this is whatever the default settings are that this game automatically does. Didn't have any problems with it, so I never messed with the settings. But I'll do that on my own time. Let me just show you guys what this plays like. I don't remember what I'm doing. On the dance floor. Hey yo! What? You bastard. Hey yo! Anyway, this seems to play fine. Probably a bad example. If we get to story, if I go to story, we can, oh, I can't exit this? They're like, no exit for you. Wow, the disrespect. So what, I just gotta survive? What? What's happening? My health. You bastards. What just happened? I got the frozen screen of death just now. I played this and this didn't happen. I think it's because the battery's getting low or something. Or the game just froze. I think the game crashed. If that makes any sense. Yep, the game crashed. That was weird. But the battery is getting low. I'm at, can't see this, 16%. All this time I've been playing on battery power. And I don't think it was fully charged at the beginning. But yeah, that's pretty much everything running. I haven't had Yakuza crash on me until just now, so that could have something to do with the low battery or something else. But just wanted to put into context a few games and how they play on stock power settings and stock clock speeds. And I have a ton of other games on my USB drive, because when I play Steam, I install everything on an external drive, so I could test more games after plugging it in. If you're looking to play Cyberpunk on this, it's not happening until Cyberpunk recognizes the iris graphics, which they don't. And if you're looking to play, I mean, I don't know. If you guys want to see any other gameplay, like any other specific games, just let me know. Like I said, I won't be messing with TDP. I won't be messing with any overclocking software or any, you know, unlocking of any kind of thing like that. I'm just going to be playing stock, whatever it is, and like right out of the box, so people can know what they're getting before messing with anything. So that's pretty much what my channel is going to be based on. And hopefully the SSD card that's coming tomorrow, the 2 terabyte, will actually work, unlike the first one I tried, which did nothing. But yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by, both on Facebook and YouTube. I'm broadcasting on both, so if you have any questions or if you have any particular games you want to see running on this device, just let me know, and I'm happy to try them out. And, you know, I'm also going to be putting my favorite games on there anyway. And with a 2 terabyte, with 2.5 terabytes, you really can't go wrong and run out of space. I think the max I had on the Razer Edge Pro was only 1 terabyte. And I put so much emulation and so much things on there. It's because I didn't load it up with bloatware, games I wasn't going to play. But yeah, you can really get away with a lot on this small little device. And again, I'm a recap of what I talked about at the beginning of this video. Is that this is the Gundam version. And this is the Chinese exclusive Gundam version of this device. And the thing about that is it's Chinese. So it has a Chinese only Windows. So the only way to solve that problem, if you get the regular one, you're good. You won't have to worry about this. But if you get the Chinese limited Gundam version, in order to resolve the Chinese only Windows 10 issue, you have to upgrade the Windows version from Windows 10 Home China only to Windows 10 Pro, because there's no China only Pro. Pro is universal. And then once you upgrade to Pro, all you have to do is change the language, delete the Chinese pack, and just use the English or whatever other country, region, or language you're doing, and you should be good to go. The only problem is that Windows upgrade is going to cost you from the Microsoft Store, when you log into your Microsoft account, is going to cost $100. Exactly $107 and some change, actually. I ended up compromising and doing that because I bought 2 different codes that were supposed to be upgrade codes, and it just didn't work, probably because it's Chinese Windows. And I even tried doing that, the method that people used on YouTube on the Chinese laptops, which were, there was a Huawei laptop somebody changed to English. All they did was put in a code for a US version of Windows 10 Pro. They replaced the key, and it worked for them. That doesn't work on this one. So Don't waste your money on codes, because you're going to end up spending more than the $100 that you would have spent just buying the upgrade through the Windows Store. So that's what I ended up having to do. I had to buy the upgrade to Windows 10 Pro. And after buying the upgrade within the Windows Store, it just did an update, and that was it. I changed the language and then everything else. Other than that, I haven't found a successful way to change the language to English from the Chinese exclusive version. So just keep that in mind if you guys are thinking about getting the Gundam edition. There's only 150 of them made, and so I decided to go after that one. Didn't know about the Chinese only version of Windows. Didn't even know that was a thing. Single language Windows 10 Home. But I never had Windows 10 Home, so it was definitely a new experience. And that's an extra $100 investment into an already expensive device. So that's something to keep in mind if you decide to get one of these Chinese exclusive versions. But the regular version that's being sold, I believe, on AliExpress for $1,400. That's not the Chinese exclusive. I believe it comes with a English version of Windows. I don't know. I didn't get that one. So, that's just a friendly warning. Another warning I'm repeating from the beginning of the video for whoever's watching. Do not buy, what is this called? I have to bring the camera over. 1 second, guys. I'll show you guys my Amazon. Okay. So this is my Amazon here on my gaming laptop. Do not buy this, what is this? I don't know if you guys can read it, but it's called King Spec M.2 SSD 2242. Don't buy that, because that doesn't work on this device, even though it probably should work. So don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. I'm trying out the Sabrent, which is another strange brand that I never heard of on Amazon that sells the 2242. I haven't seen a legitimate company name that normally does drives that do 2242 M.2 SSDs. So this is like a wild goose chase Easter egg hunt. So I'm hoping the Sabrent thing works. And if it does, I'll have two good things tomorrow. I'll have the new SSD and I'll have the controller. So that should be interesting all together. All right. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all for stopping by, and hopefully I've helped some people understand what they can expect from the stock of, getting it right out of the box without any kind of overclocking or anything, and playing it and what to expect. If you guys want to see some more videos, some more games, I do have a huge Steam library. Just go ahead and drop a comment in the comment box, and I'll see what I can do in terms of trying out those games and showing you guys what I think, not the best settings, but like a good starter for settings would be. All right. Thank you all, and I will see you guys next time.